Your problem isn't money. In this video, I'm gonna show you the reason why you're not achieving anything in life. Probably you're thinking right now that the money you have is the problem. And you're projecting things in your mind like, if I had money, I would be successful. If I had money, I would be more happier. If I had money, blah, 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 blah. But if you waiting to be happy, to be successful, when you get in the level of money as you're looking for, unfortunately I have to tell you, the happiness is not there. We can see loads of people that they reach certain level as a richness with money, achieve things, but they don't feel fulfilled because they think as you're thinking right now. In order to be successful, to be happier, you have to be happy right now. You have to feel successful right now. You have to change the state in your mind. Because you can get rich, but if you don't look for happiness now, as you don't have nothing, you're not gonna find over there. And money gonna buy happiness in that moment for you, but it's not gonna fulfill what you're looking for. And today, I'm gonna show to you the reason why you getting stuck to this and you don't feel happier even though you are poor right now. And just because you are poor, just because you're not achieving anything in life, it doesn't mean you can't be happy. Do you know what I mean? And there is two kingdoms that if you direct yourself to them, to the right one, you can achieve anything in life. The first kingdom, the kingdom of scarcity, is built of fear, right? When you are operating your mind in the scarcity mode, you are full of fears, you have the fear of failure, you have some money, you are afraid to invest, you are thinking that you don't have enough, there's no enough opportunities for everybody. You are always focusing yourself in what is missing. And that's the problem for loads of people, because they focus themselves in scarcity. They are trying to achieve something. They have lots of things in life, but they don't focus on that. They always focus on what is missing. And when you focus yourself in what is missing, that makes you get stuck, because as you focus on what is missing, you get frustrated, and that frustration brings you in the state of anxiety. And anxiety brings you more fear, right? The fear of being yourself, the fear of achieve something. And you understand that if you want to achieve things in life, you have to avoid to be in this kingdom, right? Scarcity also creates competition. You think that if somebody wins in some point, you're missing something, you're gonna lose something. Because in your mind, you focus what is missing and not what you can achieve. You see problems, you see difficulties, you think yourself doesn't have enough opportunities, you think that somebody creates something that you're thinking to create as well, and there's no space for yourself. And when you direct yourself to this kingdom, you don't achieve nothing in life. Because you direct in your mind, you teach in your mind, you say to your mind that, oh, I don't feel comfortable with nothing. And I need to get in that level to be happier. I need to get in that level to be fulfilled. I need to get in that level to be somebody. But you are somebody right now. You are happier right now. You just look into the wrong point. And in order to be successful, to achieve money, and to feel completely good, you have to understand that you have to achieve them right now. Without money, without career, without family, you have to be fulfilled with yourself. Other people won't make you happier if you're not. Other people won't make you feel fulfilled if you're not right now. And if you focus yourself on this kingdom, you're gonna be missing lots of things. You can get there. There's lots of people getting rich. There's lots of people having the ambition and get there. It is possible. Nothing is impossible for us. But when you focus in the wrong things, that's the problem. Because when you focus on the scarcity, you're not a creator, right? When you're not a creator, you're just looking to consume. You're just looking to makes other people's dreams become reality. And you create that illusion that yourself has to watch then, and you put more things in your mind. Oh, everybody is achieving something and I'm not achieving anything else. Everybody's doing something and I can't do nothing else. Because you focus yourself what is missing. You focus yourself on lack. And when you focus on lack, you never gonna achieve nothing. And you have to understand. Second kingdom, and the most important, the kingdom of abundance. But I like to put this way, the kingdom of God. Who operates to abundance? The kingdom of God is the best. If you want to achieve prosperity in life, you have to understand that, right? Because when you are in scarcity, you just focus on the resources. The resources is ourselves. And we are limited, unfortunately. But when we understand that the resources are the focus, we should put our full energy, and instead of focusing the right things, it's time to focus on the source, because the source is unlimited. The source is God. When you understand that, if in order to operate in abundance, right, you have to stop focusing on the right things, on the wrong things. You have to focus on the things that gonna fulfill yourself. You know there is things missing. You are not in the place you want to be, but you don't focus in the lack. You focus in the, oh, I achieved this thing and I focus on this. I put my mind in here to operate in a one way that I focus on what's possible, right? I don't get obsessed just because I didn't achieve what I'm looking in to get in the future. I'm happier right now. I feel fulfilled right now. I understand that if I focus my mind in long term and understand what I'm doing, and instead of focus on lack of motivation, lack of happiness, lack whatever you put in yourself on, if you focus on the right things and understand that which kingdom you have to focus on, everything gonna be different for yourself. And when you trust the source, you understand that God is bigger than the circumstances, bigger than the economy, bigger than the resources, bigger than our rational mind. Because if you rely on yourself, you don't control the probabilities, you don't control the future. Then that's why you get frustrated, because you want everything faster. And if you want to plant a tree, for example, you don't put the seed and you keep looking the seed every single day, because you know it takes years till the tree becomes mature enough to create fruits. And why you focus yourself in short term, that you want to be something and you know that that thing's not gonna happen in 1 year, in 2 years, and you get so frustrated because it doesn't come the way you want, right? And when you operate in abundance, you become a creator. You become someone that see opportunities in problems. You become a solver problem. That's the most important things. If you want to be successful, if you want to be rich, you just have to learn how to solve problems for other people. Because if you have some problem in your house and you don't know how to fix, you have to call somebody. And when you call somebody to do a service for you, you have to pay them. Same as for you, same as for me. If I generate something to solve for other people, they're gonna pay me back. They're gonna give me some reward. And that's how everything operates, right? Because as I said, who is in abundance, they become a creators. Who is in a scarcity, they just focus into consumers. Creators versus consumers. Who focus on consume too much is operating in this kingdom of scarcity. They always consume content, they always consume negativity, they always consuming entertainment, they always consume distraction, right? Because they always are feeding their ego. And when people is operating in this mode, they are unconscious. And people in unconscious mode, they don't know what they are doing. They think they are over control, but The past patterns, the feelings, whatever they get in their mind is driving them, and they get stuck for years, going in a cycle, right? And I was asking, and what he asks is always focused on what is missing, right? What can I get? What am I missing? But a person who's operate from abundance creates. They create solution, they create business, they create opportunities. They have the vision to understand that I'm son of God, God is a creator, and as he's a creator, I am a creator as well. And why I'm gonna focus just on consume? If I can create things for other people consume. And if you want to achieve things in life, you have to operate on this point. Because you think the problem is money, but money is not the problem. Because if you focus in money all the time and don't check what you're doing wrong, which way you direct in your mind, because the way you direct your mind, what you speak up, it's change the chemicals in your body that makes yourself to go for it. And you have to understand that. In order to be successful, in order to achieve things, you have to direct your mind to the right way. And who's operating in abundance, they always ask, how can I serve? How can I contribute? What I can do to make other person happier? Because they understand they are here to serve, right? Why you don't focus on this? Why you don't make questions like, how can I create something meaningful? How I can create value to other people? How I can be useful for society? And you always looking to take instead of give. And that's the problem. That's why you're not achieving nothing in life, right? And that's why people that when they understand that, they're focused in abundance, they always reach the level of growth. And you have to understand that if you want to achieve something in life, you have to recognize your mistakes. You have to understand what you're doing, the way you project in your mind, which point you rely on yourself, which points you focus on, what you're saying, because if you're saying negativity too much, if you're complaining all day, if you focus in scarcity, you're destroying your mind. You're never going to feel fulfilled because the things you give in direction is not the right way to achieve the proper richness, the proper wealthy life. Because you can get rich. But if you don't focus in the right things right now as you're poor, you're not going to get right there. Because there's lots of people getting the amount of money they always looking for, but they don't feel happiness. They don't feel happier because they focus on the wrong thing. But if you feel fulfilled right now, you don't have nothing. You feel fulfilled, you feel happier, you know how to recognize what you have, you don't focus on what is missing, you focus in what you have, you are grateful, you understand that you are here to serve, to help, to create, to develop things that are gonna help society, that gonna be value for somebody. Because as you understand this, as you speak up, as you face your fear, as you jump out of your comfort zone, everything changes for yourself. And you have to understand. So after this video, from today, ask yourself, which kingdom am I operating from? Am I focused on what is missing, or I'm focused on in the abundance? Am I focused on the resource, or am I focused on the source? Am I doubting myself, or am I believing who I am? And the way you make question to yourself brings you clarity for what direction you have to go, for what you really need to achieve. And you start to understand that your problem is not money. Your problem is not what you're going to get in the future. Your problem is who you are right now. And in order to become successful, in order to make yourself to achieve your things, you have to understand that. And I see you in the next video.